Welcome to the deep dive. Okay, let's unpack this. We're stepping into a world where freelancing isn't just, a side hustle anymore. It's fast becoming a mainstream career choice for millions. Seriously. And right at the heart of this massive transformation, artificial intelligence, AI. Now, I know what you might be thinking, and what a lot of the headlines scream. AI is coming for your job. Right. But what does that really mean for your career? Especially if you're maybe a developer, someone with strong Python skills. Today, we're cutting through all that noise, the fear-mongering, and frankly, the hype.
Yeah, and what's truly fascinating here is that the conversation has evolved far beyond simply AI replacing human roles. That's sort of the old narrative. We're witnessing a profound shift where AI is actively augmenting existing capabilities, creating new efficiencies, and crucially, generating entirely new opportunities, things that didn't even exist a few years ago. So this deep dive, it'll go beyond just listing what AI tools are out there. Our mission is really to help you understand why they matter, how you can leverage them, and where your unique human value still shines brightest for freelance success. We've synthesized insights from, well, a really broad spectrum of sources, everything from comprehensive industry reports, academic research, practical guides, and also this vibrant, sometimes unfiltered discussions happening in online communities. Our aim is to extract the most potent nuggets of knowledge, basically, giving you a clear, multifaceted view of this rapidly evolving landscape and, to shortcut your path to being truly well-informed. Hashtag tag PSPAR UI, the evolving landscape of freelancing in 2025.
Okay, so let's kick things off by setting the stage a bit. When we talk about freelancing in 2025, it's not just a niche alternative anymore, is it? It feels like it's moved right into the core of how many people are choosing to work.
Absolutely. The data totally confirms it. Freelancing has truly ascended from being like a fringe alternative career path to a widely embraced mainstream professional choice. We're talking about significant numbers here. As of 2024, well over 70 million Americans are actively participating in independent work.
70 million. Wow.
Yeah, it's a staggering figure. It represents a substantial portion of the entire workforce intentionally choosing this autonomous path. It's no longer just a stopgap measure, it's a destination for many.
That's a massive demographic shift. I mean, what's driving that rapid adoption? Because it feels like just maybe a decade ago, freelancing was still largely associated with specific creative fields or, something you did on the side.
You're right, the acceleration has been remarkable. It's driven by a powerful confluence of factors, really. Firstly, the sheer pace of technological advancements has been foundational. Think high-speed internet, sophisticated collaboration tools, cloud computing. These aren't just conveniences anymore. They're the infrastructure that made remote work not just possible, but highly efficient. They've effectively dissolved geographical barriers between talent and opportunity.
Right. Location matters less.
Exactly. Secondly, the increased adoption of remote work, especially accelerated by the global pandemic, fundamentally reshaped how businesses perceive talent acquisition. They realized productivity wasn't tied to an office desk, right?
Right.
Which opened the floodgates for a truly global talent pool. And finally, there's a profound shift in societal attitudes toward traditional employment. More and more professionals are seeking greater autonomy, flexibility, direct control over their work-life balance.
Yeah, escaping the 9 to 5 grind.
Precisely, moving away from rigid corporate structures towards a more purposeful and self-directed career.
And I can absolutely see the appeal. I mean, as a freelancer, you get to handpick your projects, decide precisely when and where you work. Could be a cafe, could be your home office. And there's that tantalizing promise of unlimited income potential, right? Directly correlated with your skills, your effort, the value you deliver. Plus, let's be pragmatic. Who isn't enticed by eliminating that, soul-crushing daily commute? Or maybe unlocking potential tax benefits through business deductions. It offers a level of professional and personal freedom that's just hard to find in traditional employment.
Those benefits are undoubtedly powerful motivators, definitely shaping a new vision of professional life. However, it's equally crucial to acknowledge the flip side. The freelance journey, despite its allure, isn't without its significant challenges. The most commonly cited is the inconsistent income stream. You often hear it called the feast or famine cycle.
Ah, yes, feast or famine. I know it well.
Right. Imagine a month where you're working 80 hours, projects are overflowing, invoices are piling up. Great. Then the next month, those contracts wrap up, and suddenly your inbox is eerily quiet. That unpredictable cash flow can be incredibly stressful, especially if you're used to the stability of a steady paycheck. It demands like a sophisticated level of financial management and definitely a robust emergency fund.
So it's not just managing the money, but managing the stress of that unpredictability too.
Exactly. It also demands an exceptional degree of self-discipline and internal motivation. There's no traditional boss looking over your shoulder, no immediate team holding you accountable day to day. You are your own product manager, your own HR department, your own cheerleader, basically.
Procrastination becomes a real enemy.
A direct threat to your livelihood, yeah. And then, of course, there's the continuous and often demanding search for new clients. Even highly successful freelancers dedicate a significant portion of their time just to marketing, networking, pitching, just to keep that pipeline full and avoid those famine periods. It's a perpetual sales job on top of your actual work.
You've laid out the dual nature of freelancing perfectly, the good, the bad, and that not all sunshine and rainbows aspect transitions us seamlessly into where AI truly enters this equation. Because for many, AI immediately conjures images of job displacement, right? But the research seems to point to something far more intricate, doesn't it?
That's absolutely right. AI is often presented as this monolithic force, a double-edged sword that will either revolutionize or decimate the gig economy. But the core insight, the fundamental truth emerging from the sources we reviewed, is that AI isn't simply replacing human roles. Rather, it's profoundly augmenting them. Think of it this way. AI isn't replacing the chess player, it's maybe replacing the chess calculator. It's designed to free us from the rote, the repetitive, the predictable stuff. It's fundamentally transforming existing jobs across a multitude of areas: content creation, image depiction, automated customer service via chatbots. It's about enhancing human capabilities, not necessarily eradicating them.
You know, when I first heard that phrase, AI won't replace you, but a person using AI will, it really stopped me in my tracks. It sounds almost like a warning, but maybe it feels more like a strategic imperative, doesn't it?
Yeah.
What does that really imply about how we should be thinking about our skills and career paths from, like, right now?
It's more than just a catchy phrase. It is the new competitive landscape. This concept dramatically stresses the crucial role of upskilling and marketing oneself in this new environment. It's not about fearing the technology and, hiding from it. It's about strategically embracing it as a powerful co-pilot. To truly future-proof your career as a freelancer, it's no longer optional to just observe AI. You have to actively adapt and acquire AI-related skills that powerfully complement your existing expertise.
Okay, so give me an example. How does that play out in practice?
Okay, consider a freelance graphic designer. Instead of viewing AI image generators like Midjourney or Stable Diffusion as a threat, a forward-thinking designer learns to integrate them. They might use AI to generate multiple initial concepts in minutes, or quickly remove complex backgrounds, something that used to take ages, or even experiment with different visual styles without hours of manual iteration.
Right, speeding up the grunt work.
Exactly. This doesn't eliminate the designer, it liberates them from the mundane, freeing up their time for more creative, human-centric work, things that demand artistic vision, a nuanced understanding of brand identity, critical problem-solving, the areas where AI still falls short. It's about leveraging AI to do more, better, faster, and focusing your unique human value where it truly counts.
That's a powerful picture of freelancing's global rise and this new AI integration imperative. But to really get a handle on the demand for these evolving skills, let's zoom in on a specific market. There's a recent report from India that offers a fascinating glimpse into where the market is really headed and what it means for high-skilled freelancers.
Yeah, the Founded Insights Tracker report paints a very robust picture for white-collar hiring in India. And India is often a bellwether for global talent trends, especially in tech. As of March 2025, there's been a significant 38% year-on-year surge in white-collar hiring.
38%?
Yeah, and an impressive 23% surge over the last 6 months alone. This strongly indicates sustained job market momentum, high employer confidence, and just a thriving ecosystem for skilled professionals. It's a clear signal of economic expansion and digital transformation driving demand.
That's incredibly strong growth. So what sectors are really leading this charge? Where's the biggest demand?
Several key sectors are really expanding. Manufacturing is undergoing a profound digital transformation, so they need a new kind of workforce. Logistics and transportation is optimizing supply chains with tech. BFSI banking, financial services, insurance that's a powerhouse of digital innovation, constantly seeking talent for fintech. And construction and engineering is increasingly integrating smart technologies and sustainable practices. Meanwhile, the IT software and services sector continues its steady month-on-month growth, alongside others like agriculture, even education. It's diverse growth reflecting evolving market demand.
So how does this translate specifically to the gig economy within India? Are freelancers, particularly those with these high-demand tech skills, feeling this growth too?
Absolutely. The gig economy there isn't just growing, it's maturing, becoming more sophisticated. Demand for gig workers is particularly strong in STEM-related roles. These now constitute a substantial 68% of total gig opportunities.
Over two-thirds.
Yeah, it highlights a critical reliance on highly skilled professionals in tech, management, science for project-based work. It's not just simple task outsourcing anymore. It's about bringing in specialized expertise on demand. And what's even more compelling for our audience, perhaps, is that freshers with specialized technical expertise are in high demand. Gig-based hiring in areas like AI, data science, cloud computing, that grew by a remarkable 32% over the past year.
32% growth for freshers in those fields.
In the gig market, yes. It's a clear indicator that businesses are actively seeking new talent with cutting-edge skills, and they're willing to engage them on a freelance or project basis right away.
Okay. Top roles, locations.
The top gig role mentioned is Coderite Consultant, making up about 30% of the share in March 2025. Top hiring locations are the major tech hubs: Dell NTR, Mumbai, Bengaluru, Hyderabad. And importantly, remote work continues to grow, accounting for about 6% of these gig postings.
That's certainly fantastic news for those specializing in high tech. But looking at the salary spectrum, you mentioned a significant chunk is still in that lower LPA bracket, 0.6 lakhs per annum. Is there a risk that this gig economy growth isn't, well, as equitable across the board, particularly for less specialized or maybe entry-level roles? Are we seeing a widening skill income gap within freelancing itself?
That's an extremely insightful question, and yes, it highlights a critical nuance. While the overall numbers are impressive, the gig economy in India, much like elsewhere, does present a diverse range of earning opportunities. And that can indeed lead to a skill income gap if you're not strategically positioned. A significant share of jobs, particularly entry-level and mid-skilled roles, think basic content creation, admin support, customer service, they still fall within that 0.6 LPA bracket. These are often high-volume, lower-margin tasks, and frankly, also more susceptible to automation by AI.
Right, the more routine stuff.
Exactly. However, as you gain specialization and expertise, the earning potential dramatically increases. A growing percentage of gig pros, particularly in IT consulting, advanced data analytics, specialized design, are commanding 610 LPA salaries. This reflects the demand for advanced technical and strategic skills. And while the high-paying opportunities, say 10 LPA, might still be a smaller segment, they are expanding rapidly in highly niche domains. Think advanced AI development, complex financial consulting, specialized legal advisory. The key takeaway here is that the gig economy is increasingly rewarding niche expertise and value delivery. It's pushing less differentiated roles towards commoditization.
So specialization is really the name of the game for higher earnings.
Definitely. There's a clear trend towards higher earnings for those with highly specialized, in-demand technical skills, creating a potential divergence in income for generalist freelancers versus specialists. #2. AI's transformative impact across key freelance niches.
Okay, that gives us a clear, nuanced picture of the evolving freelance landscape and those demand dynamics. Really helpful. But now comes the truly fascinating part. How is AI actually rewriting the playbook for specific creative and technical niches? Let's peel back the layers, starting with an area where AI's impact was initially met with, well, the most trepidation: creative and content creation. Has been the job killer some feared, or something else entirely?
Indeed, the initial reaction was certainly apprehension, lots of anxiety, but the reality is far more about augmentation and transformation. Let's dive into graphic design and visuals first. There are some truly powerful AI tools now available for designers that don't replace creativity, but dramatically enhance efficiency and expand creative possibilities.
So it's not about replacing the designer, but empowering them. Okay, give us the rundown on some of these standout AI tools for graphic designers. What should people know about?
All right, for a genuinely comprehensive design solution, you might look at something like Designs.ai. It's marketed as a sort of one-stop solution for a freelancer or small agency. It covers a vast spectrum: logo creation, video crafting, even speech to text. The real value is streamlining the entire creative process onto one platform, cutting down the need to jump between different apps, faster turnarounds, consistent branding.
Okay, integrated platform. What else?
Then we have Adobe Sensei. This isn't a standalone tool, but Adobe's underlying AI and machine learning framework embedded right within Creative Cloud apps, Photoshop, Illustrator, InDesign, etc. Sensei acts as an intelligent assistant, automating and enhancing countless routine tasks. Think incredibly precise object selection, sophisticated masking, pattern and font recognition, intelligent image enhancement.
Stuff that used to take hours of clicking.
Exactly. Sensei liberates designers from that tedious pixel-by-pixel manual work. It allows them to dedicate their energy and artistic flair to higher-level creative problem-solving, conceptual development, client strategy, the human stuff.
So less time on the fiddly bits, more time on the big ideas. I like that. What about simpler, more targeted tasks that still used to consume a lot of time? Background removal comes to mind.
Ah, yes. For that ubiquitous and often painstaking task, remove.bg is a game changer. You just upload an image, its AI identifies the subject, cleanly removes the background. What's impressive is its ability to handle tricky edges like fine hair or complex product shapes without those weird halos you often get. It has free options, paid plans for high-res needs. Similarly, Canva, which is super popular for its accessibility, integrates AI features like magic resize. This automatically adapts your designs to various formats, Instagram story, LinkedIn banner, whatever, while maintaining visual consistency. Saves hours of manual resizing.
Makes sense. Anything really bleeding edge?
Well, for web designers, Microsoft Sketch to Code is incredibly innovative. It bridges that gap between ideation and execution. You can literally take a hand-drawn design, a sketch on paper, snap a photo, and the AI converts it directly into functional HTML elements.
Seriously. Hand drawing to HTML.
Yeah. It dramatically streamlines that initial prototyping phase, letting designers and devs rapidly move from concept to a functional wireframe with amazing speed.
These tools sound genuinely transformative, almost magical in some cases.
Yeah.
But I imagine despite all these advancements, the human element is still pretty crucial here, right? It can't be purely automated.
Absolutely. This is a critical point that needs underscoring. Despite these powerful AI tools, human intervention remains absolutely vital, especially for quality control, ensuring the final product is not just technically sound, but also creatively on-brand and error-free. AI is a fantastic generator, but it lacks true understanding, subjective judgment, inherent creativity. It doesn't get nuance. Furthermore, the burgeoning regulatory landscape, like the EU AI Act, is starting to necessitate careful labeling of AI-generated content.
Compliance.
Exactly. This adds a crucial layer of responsibility for freelancers. You need to be transparent about tool usage, understand the legal implications. This is where your human expertise, your integrity, your ethical judgment become indispensable.
So a robust review process is basically non-negotiable. What should designers, content creators be meticulously looking for when reviewing AI-generated stuff before it goes out to a client?
Okay, several essential factors. First, accuracy. Does the AI content accurately reflect the intended message, data, concept? Especially critical for infographics, data viz. Second, quality control. Scrutinize it for subtle errors, awkward compositions, visual inconsistencies, maybe unrealistic elements AI might have introduced. AI can create bizarre artifacts sometimes.
Yeah, those weird extra fingers.
Right. Third, and maybe most importantly for brand pros, brand alignment. Does it align perfectly with the client's aesthetic? Colors, fonts, visual identity, overall messaging tone. AI won't inherently understand a brand's nuanced voice. And finally, compliance. Crucial to ensure your AI content isn't infringing copyrights or using unlicensed imagery. Remember, AI is highly derivative, learning from vast data sets, some possibly containing copyrighted material. Human verification here isn't just polishing, it's ensuring integrity and mitigating legal risk. Tools like FileStage, by the way, can help streamline this review process, letting teams collaborate and leave feedback efficiently.
Okay, moving from visuals to words, let's talk writing and copywriting. This is another area where many writers initially felt particularly vulnerable to AI taking over. How's AI impacting this niche?
It's true, there was significant initial apprehension. And yes, some jobs for very basic commoditized content have been affected. However, AI is ultimately proving to be an incredibly powerful writing assistant and accelerator, rather than a wholesale replacement for skilled writers. Tools like ChatGPT, Jasper AI, others, they can significantly aid freelance writers in various ways.
How specifically? Like, what can they actually do for a writer?
Okay, for instance, they're fantastic for overcoming writer's block. Instead of staring at a blank page, you can prompt an AI to generate multiple blog outlines, brainstorm meta descriptions, quickly draft variations of social media posts. It just gets the ball rolling. They also provide comprehensive content creation support. You could transcribe YouTube videos into blog posts, though it's worth noting, current ChatGPT versions work best for maybe around 15-minute transcripts scripts due to context window limits. Writers can use them to rapidly research examples, generate structured interview questions for articles or case studies, or craft compelling headlines. You know that 50-50 rule in copywriting? Spend half your time on the headline.
Right, yeah.
AI can offer dozens of headline variations in seconds, giving you a strong starting point. They can also efficiently generate lists, summarize large blocks of text, saving hours of manual work.
That's a lot of helpful efficiency boosts. But for writing, accuracy, originality, a unique voice, those are paramount. How do you ensure that with AI tools, especially given that highly derivative nature you mentioned?
This is perhaps the most critical insight for any freelance writer using AI. Human oversight is absolutely undeniably critical. You must always fact-check AI output. What does highly derivative mean in practice for a writer? It means the AI is essentially predicting the most probable next word based on patterns learned from vast existing internet data. It doesn't inherently understand truth or originality or even context in the human sense.
So I could just make stuff up.
Exactly. It's prone to what we call hallucinations, generating factually incorrect but plausible sounding text. Or it might inadvertently reproduce existing content, which has huge implications for plagiarism and accuracy. So human verification isn't just polishing grammar, it's ensuring integrity, originality, truthfulness. Your reputation as a writer depends entirely on it.
Makes sense. What about the overall market for writers? Is demand changing?
In terms of broader market dynamics, yeah, it's worth acknowledging some discussions have noted a temporary lull in demand for purely written content in certain sectors. This doesn't necessarily mean writing is dead. It often suggests businesses are still figuring out optimal formats and what truly works in an AI-assisted world. Where's the ROI? However, the broader advice is to strategically shift your focus to content creation more broadly. Think scripting for video, podcasts, webinars, interactive experiences. These formats still largely remain human-managed, requiring creative storytelling, audience understanding, a distinct voice AI just can't replicate yet. The opportunity is to be the strategist, the creative force, using AI as your production assistant.
Okay, now for what many of you listening have probably been waiting for, development and technical roles, with a deep dive into Python. Given the rapid evolution of tech, why is Python still such a powerhouse in 2025? Why hasn't it faded?
Python's enduring popularity and dominance are no accident at all. They're a testament to its fundamental strengths and remarkable adaptability. The PyPL index consistently shows it as the most searched programming language for tutorials on Google, massive ongoing interest, and Stack Overflow's 2024 developer survey. Third most popular overall, with a staggering 51% of respondents currently using it, and an even more remarkable 67.6% expressing future interest.
Wow, that's huge future interest.
Exactly, a strong indicator of its continued relevance and growth.
So it's not just popular, it's consistently in demand. What are its key advantages that keep it at the top, especially for a freelancer trying to build a versatile skill set?
Well, beyond its fundamental readability and ease of learning, which makes rapid prototyping a breeze, several key advantages make Python invaluable for freelancers. Firstly, its incredible portability across systems. Write your code once, run it seamlessly on Windows, Mac OS, Linux. Unlike languages like C++, which often need significant tweaks. For a freelancer dealing with diverse clients and tech stacks, this is a massive time saver.
Write once, run anywhere. Almost.
Pretty much. Secondly, its interactivity is a huge plus, especially for debugging and data exploration. You can test snippets line by line, get immediate feedback, quickly pinpoint errors, or analyze data in real time in an interactive shell. Speeds up the dev cycle dramatically. And while it's true Python can have slower runtimes for extremely large-scale, compute-intensive projects compared to compiled languages like C++ or Java.
Yeah, that's the common critique.
Right. But many developers find the sheer speed at which they can write and iterate code in Python more than balances out any marginal execution slowdown for the vast majority of projects. For a freelancer, productivity is paramount, isn't it? Getting a functional, robust solution to a client quickly often outweighs micro-optimizations. This developer velocity directly boosts your project turnaround and earning potential. Ultimately, Python's incredibly mature ecosystem, its vast library network, web frameworks like Django, Flask, data science powerhouses like Pandas, NumPy, ML libraries like TensorFlow, PyTorch, and its supportive community make it incredibly versatile. You can create everything from web apps and back-end APIs to data automation scripts and cutting-edge ML algorithms. It's truly a generalist best friend, but also enables deep specialization.
So Python is firmly entrenched, continues to evolve. That's great news. Now, how are AI tools specifically helping Python developers and programmers right now? taking that strong foundation and amplifying it.
AI is transforming the developer workflow in really profound ways. For code generation and completion, tools like GitHub Copilot have become almost indispensable for many. Think of it as an AI pair programmer sitting right there with you, providing real-time, context-aware code suggestions, even entire snippets as you type. It learns from billions of lines of public code.
So it speeds things up significantly.
Massively. Improves speed, reduces boilerplate, can even catch potential errors early. Similarly, Tab 9 offers intelligent, AI-driven autocompletion that adapts to your specific code base and coding style, making repetitive tasks nearly vanish. These tools aren't just about typing faster, they accelerate the thought process of coding, letting developers focus on higher-level architecture and problem solving.
And what about making collaboration smoother or ensuring the quality and security of the code being written? Those are huge concerns, especially freelance.
Absolutely crucial. For collaborative development, Replit is a fantastic platform. It really facilitates real-time synchronous coding. It's an online IDE supporting numerous languages with built-in testing. Imagine working on a project with a client or another freelancer, both seeing and editing the code simultaneously, instantly debugging, testing features together, dramatically improves efficiency, reduces communication overhead.
Okay, that sounds very useful. Quality and security.
Yeah. AI is making big strides there too. Testim.io uses AI to accelerate quality assurance. It automates test generation, execution, maintenance, a massive time saver for repetitive testing. It can intelligently detect bugs, automate regression tests after code changes, identify broken user flows. For security, SNCC is invaluable for modern secure coding practices. It integrates right into your workflow, identifying vulnerabilities in your code, open source dependencies, containers. It provides real-time monitoring and automated remediation suggestions, baking security in from the start, not as an afterthought. For a freelancer, these tools mean delivering higher quality, more secure code, builds client trust, lets you command higher rates.
With all these AI tools enhancing development, what are some of the absolute highest paying niches for Python developers right now? If someone listening wants to maximize their impact and income, where should they really focus their specialized skills in 2025?
Right. This is where strategic positioning becomes paramount. General Python skills are valuable, sure, but niching down can unlock significant earning potential. One of the most lucrative fields right now, blockchain and Web3 development. This market is projected to hit like $94 billion by 2027.
94 billion.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And developers with these specialized skills are commanding premium rates, often $100 to $200 per hour, sometimes more. Opportunities are abundant in smart contracts, building dApps, DeFi solutions, NFT marketplaces. Demand is high for skills in Solidity for Ethereum, Rust, Solana, Polkadot, deep understanding of Ethereum-based apps, complex, cutting-edge stuff requiring real expertise.
Okay, blockchain, Web3. What else?
Directly tying into our theme, AI development itself is, perhaps unsurprisingly, another rapidly expanding and incredibly high-paying niche for Python devs. And we're not just talking general data science here, highly specialized roles. AML engineers focusing on model deployment, MLOps, NLP specialists building conversational AI or text analysis tools, computer vision experts creating systems for image recognition or autonomous vehicles. The demand is less for theoretical knowledge, more for practical application, implementing complex algorithms, optimizing LLMs for performance, integrating them seamlessly into business systems. Freelancers bridging that gap between research and real-world deployment, top dollar.
Makes sense. Any other key niches?
And for a more foundational yet still incredibly lucrative niche, consider building robust backend APIs. Every cutting-edge front-end app, mobile app, data service needs a powerful, scalable, secure backend. Python, especially with modern frameworks like FastAPI or Django REST framework, excels here. Freelancers specializing in high-performance, secure API development, whether for internal systems, mobile apps, third-party integrations, they're essentially the critical infrastructure builders of the digital economy.
The plumbers of the internet, but highly paid ones.
You could say that. Their work is the unseen foundation enabling everything else. Businesses pay a premium for that reliability and scalability.
This all sounds like AI is making developers even more powerful, more efficient, opening up high-value avenues. Fantastic. But there's that lingering, almost unsettling question that comes up in every conversation about AI. Can AI be the freelancer? Can it, on its own, handle these tasks and compete directly with human freelancers? What does the research actually say?
This is truly a fascinating and crucial area, and it's something an ArcSiv paper we looked at directly addressed. This study programmatically tested various large language models, LLMs, on real-world data analysis and software coding tasks. Crucially, these tasks were derived from actual job postings, simulating a freelance environment. The goal was to benchmark their earnings potential and success rate at scale, essentially treating the LLMs as hypothetical freelancers.
That's a truly unique and practical way to measure AI's capability. Okay, hit me with it. What were the striking results about AI's earning potential in this simulated test?
The results were, well, quite eye-opening, definitely challenging for some preconceived notions. The study found that Claude 3.5 Haiku, one of the leading LLMs, earned approximately $1.52 million USD in this simulation.
$1.5 million.
Yeah, closely followed by GPT-4 Mini at $1.49 million. This was compared to a human potential of $1.6 million for completing the exact same tasks. This suggests that in structured settings with clear, well-defined specifications, AI is indeed approaching human-level throughput. The research showed leading LLMs successfully solved a very large portion of these structured programming tasks: data parsing, implementing specific algorithms, generating code from precise instructions. It illustrates AI's phenomenal capability for execution when the parameters are clear.
So it sounds like they're practically ready to jump on Upwork and start bidding. But if AI can handle these tasks so well, where is the human advantage? Where do these powerful AI models still struggle? What does that mean for a freelancer's irreplaceable value?
This is the critical distinction, the true human advantage. Crucially, the research also highlights significant limitations where human initiative, nuanced understanding, and navigating ambiguity remain irreplaceable. AI still struggles significantly with complex, large-scale projects requiring architectural design, foresight. It often lacks sophisticated cross-file reasoning, understanding how different code modules connect, how changes impact elsewhere. It also falls short in root cause analysis, diagnosing underlying systemic issues beyond surface symptoms.
Okay, so complexity and deep understanding are still human domains.
Very much so. And most importantly, AI struggles profoundly with creative problem-solving in unstructured environments. While it can generate novel ideas, it lacks the human capacity for truly out-of-the-box thinking, understanding unspoken client needs, adapting to vague or evolving requirements. Real-world freelancing is rarely about solving isolated, perfectly defined coding problems, right? It requires deep client communication, empathy, reading between the lines, the initiative to ask the right questions when information is incomplete. These are areas where human critical thinking, abstract reasoning, interpersonal communication are still paramount.
So this raises an important question then. While an AI might ace a structured benchmark, effortlessly completing a specific defined coding task, real-world freelancing is far more complex than just technical execution. It's about client relationships, adapting to changing scopes, solving problems that aren't neatly packaged.
Exactly. The benchmark test measures execution. But freelancing, especially at higher value tiers, involves so much more. It's interpreting unspoken needs, navigating incomplete information, proactively suggesting innovative solutions a client didn't even know they needed, managing the entire project lifecycle with human judgment, intuition. An AI might write perfect code for a defined task, but it won't pick up on a client's subtle hesitation, or proactively identify a potential future business challenge from their casual remarks, or creatively pivot a project when an unexpected market shift occurs. These are the truly high-value activities that will distinguish successful human freelancers in an AI-augmented world. Hashtag tag 3, navigating your freelance journey with AI in mind.
Okay, so we've explored the landscape, AI's transformative impact on niches. Now let's turn to the practical side for you, our listener. Navigating your freelance journey strategically, with AI firmly in mind. One of the biggest hurdles, especially for anyone starting out, is client acquisition. It can feel like such a daunting, saturated market.
It's an incredibly common concern, yeah, and a very real challenge for beginners. General freelancing platforms like Upwork and Fiverr, while accessible, can unfortunately feel like a race to the bottom. That phrase comes up a lot.
Race to the bottom.
It's due to immense market saturation. Hundreds of freelancers might bid on one project, leading to intense price competition, often very low-ball offers. Compounding this, these platforms can, sadly, also be hotbeds for scams or clients who just fundamentally undervalue professional work. It can be incredibly disheartening, unsustainable if you're trying to build a reputable, high-earning career.
So what does this all mean for finding clients if you want to avoid that exhausting race? Where should a freelancer, particularly one with specialized AI and Python skills, focus their energy instead?
It absolutely means looking strategically beyond just those general platforms. Networking is paramount. Join professional business networks like LinkedIn, Xing, not just to passively search job postings, but to actively build genuine connections, engage in relevant discussions, position yourself as an expert, show your value. Beyond online, building personal connections, think industry trade fairs, specialized seminars, training courses, local business meetups can make an indelible impression. In-person fosters trust and rapport in a way online rarely can. Always have professional business cards ready. Seriously.
Old school still works.
It really does. Then there's the more proactive approach. Direct outreach. This sounds intimidating, like cold calling, but it doesn't have to be. Personalized emails to businesses you genuinely believe could benefit from your specific services can be incredibly effective. Key is, avoid pushiness. Instead, focus on a value-first approach.
Value first. What's that?
Instead of immediately pitching paid work, offer something genuinely useful upfront, like a brief, free audit of their current processes, or a few actionable suggestions for improvement based on your expertise. This demonstrates capability, builds goodwill, positions you as a valuable resource, not just another vendor asking for money.
That makes a lot of sense. Before you ask, what about leveraging existing relationships? That's probably low-hanging fruit many overlook.
Definitely. Leveraging your existing network is one of the most valuable, often underutilized resources. Tell friends, former colleagues, family about your freelance venture. Explain what you do. Explicitly ask for referrals. You'd be surprised who knows someone who desperately needs your specialized skills. Also, actively engage in community activities. Join online industry-specific communities, Reddit subs, specialized Facebook groups, Slack channels where your target clients or peers hang out. Participate, answer questions, offer value. Attend offline meetups, industry events. Finally, consider forming strategic partnerships with complementary freelancers or agencies, like a Python backend dev partnering with a graphic designer or a marketing agency whose clients often need technical implementation. Tap into their established client bases. Offer a more comprehensive solution together.
Sounds like specialization is absolutely key, again, here for attracting those higher value clients and avoiding that commoditization you mentioned.
Precisely. Cannot be overstated. Success and significantly higher pay often come from niching down. Instead of general Python developer, specialize. Maybe Python for log analysis and cybersecurity, or building custom ML implementations for finance, or becoming the go-to expert for high-performance fast API backends. When you niche down, you become the obvious choice for a very specific problem. Allows you to command premium rates, attract clients actively seeking that expertise, not just another generalist.
Okay, so once you're acquiring clients, your professional identity becomes paramount. And your portfolio, it seems like it's no longer just a collection of work, but almost your virtual resume, your ticket to standing out.
It absolutely is. A strong, strategically built portfolio is your indispensable ticket to standing out, especially in technical fields like AI and Python. It goes way beyond a traditional resume because it visibly proves your skills, demonstrates passion, and crucially, showcases real-world problem-solving abilities. If you're just starting and lack client examples, don't hesitate. Develop compelling personal projects. Offer pro bono work for nonprofits or small businesses to build that initial portfolio. The goal is to show, not just tell.
So how can someone make their portfolio truly shine, leave a lasting impression, especially when clients are likely scrolling through dozens? Any specific tips?
Okay, actionable steps. Firstly, invest in a professional, well-organized, visually appealing personal website. Use WordPress, Squarespace, Wix, whatever. Gives you a dedicated online presence, full control over your brand. Secondly, if you're a developer, host your code on GitHub or GitLab at Bucket. Crucially, ensure these repos aren't just code dumps. They must be well documented. Clear readmes, what it does, how to run it, tech used, why it's useful.
Documentation matters. A lot.
Hugely. Thirdly, include screenshots or short video demos. 30 seconds is often enough. Quickly show projects in action, especially if they have a UI. Don't just link code, show the result. Fourth, when sharing code, write clean, readable code with insightful comments. Explains your logic. Demonstrates professionalism, thought process. Fifth, include a concise short bio, professional, approachable photo. Humanizes your brand. Sixth, list only skills you've actually used and are proficient in for specific projects. Pandas for data, Flask for APIs, TensorFlow for ML, not just every concept you've ever touched. Be specific.
Right, targeted skills.
Exactly. Consider writing a blog post detailing your project process for one or two key projects. Showcases communication skills, problem-solving methodology, deeper understanding. Critically, ensure your portfolio site is mobile-friendly. Test all your links meticulously. Broken links look unprofessional. Finally, and this is ongoing, continuously update your portfolio. New projects, achievements, recently acquired skills. Shows you're active, constantly learning, staying current.
That's a fantastic comprehensive guide to a standout portfolio.
Hmm.
Really practical. And beyond the portfolio, what's the ongoing mindset? Staying relevant, indispensable in this rapidly changing AI landscape, especially for a developer.
The key word here is continuous upskilling, non-negotiable for future-proofing your career in an AI-driven world. Staying adaptable, proactively acquiring new AI-related skills is paramount. We're talking skills like advanced prompt engineering, really understanding how to craft effective queries for LLMs to get precise, valuable output, or learning to build, fine-tune, integrate LLM applications into existing software or workflows. It's about becoming a master orchestrator of AI tools, not just a user. This proactive learning is your best defense against planned obsolescence, ensures your expertise remains highly valuable.
Now, let's talk business side. Once you've got clients, strong identity, how do you optimize for growth? Efficient operations. How do you scale your freelance business in this new environment?
Okay. A key strategic shift is moving towards strategic pricing, specifically value-based pricing. As you gain experience, build reputation, consistently deliver impact, you should move away from charging just for your time, like hourly rates.
Charging for value, not just hours.
Exactly. Charge based on the quantifiable value you create. If your Python automation saves a client $50 annually or increases revenue significantly, your pricing should reflect that tangible impact, not just the 20 hours you spent building it. Allows you to scale income without linearly scaling time.
Smart. What about using AI and other tools to streamline your own operations? Admin overhead can really kill time.
That's where automating your workflow comes in. Project management, client feedback. Tools like FileStage can automate manual tasks around workflow, file proofing, approvals, centralized feedback, even analytics for efficiency. For broader admin tasks, automation tools like Zapier or IFTTT connect various apps, automate repetitive actions, sending follow-up emails, scheduling meetings, organizing invoices, frees up valuable time for client work or skill development. Another powerful scaling strategy, productized services. Instead of custom hourly work every time, transform services into standardized, fixed-price packages.
Like a menu of services.
Kind of. A Python dev might offer a fast API backend setup package at a fixed price, outlining exactly what's included, creates predictable workload and income, simplifies operations, simplifies the client's decision, makes services easier to market and sell.
Freelancing often opens doors to international clients. Exciting for expanding your market, but brings unique complexities. How do you navigate those effectively? Currency, tax, legal?
Yeah, crucial stuff. When freelancing internationally, currency management is vital. Different currencies, conversion fees eat into earnings. Services like Wise, formerly TransferWise, or Payoneer are invaluable. They give you local account details in various currencies. Clients pay you locally, minimizing costly bank fees, optimizing your earnings.
Good tip. Taxes. That sounds scary internationally.
It gets significantly more complex, yeah. Laws vary dramatically. For U.S. freelancers, generally, all global income must be reported to IRS, but you can often claim foreign tax credit to avoid double taxation. For EU clients, VAT rules might apply if earnings exceed certain thresholds. It is absolutely unequivocally advisable to consult a tax professional specializing in international freelance income. Don't guess.
Yeah.
Skipping this can lead to significant penalties.
Got it. Lawyer up, or at least accountant up. Legal protections.
Even more critical internationally. Clear legal contracts are essential. Meticulously outline payment terms, deadlines, intellectual property rights, and crucially, a defined process for dispute resolution specify governing law, jurisdiction. Safeguards your interests across borders, provides a clear framework if disagreements arise.
Finally, how does a freelancer, especially a Python dev with AI skills, think about genuine growth pathways, truly scaling beyond just adding more hours?
Several strategic avenues for significant growth. 1. Secure longer-term retainer clients. Provide stable, predictable income, reduces constant pitching, allows deeper relationships. Another path, move up market to enterprise clients. Larger organizations, larger budgets, more complex problems, greater need for specialized, reliable expertise. Requires a more sophisticated sales approach, longer cycles, but the payoff can be substantial.
Bigger fish, bigger rewards.
Potentially, yes. Developing complementary revenue streams is another smart move. Create and sell digital products, specialized code templates, Python libraries, niche courses on AI dev or specific frameworks. Offer subscription services. Offer high-value coaching, consultation based on your expertise. Finally, for the truly ambitious, some successful freelancers transition to an agency model. Hire other freelancers. Build a small team to handle client work while you focus on business development, strategy, securing larger contracts. The ultimate goal is evolving from trading time for money to building a sustainable, scalable business, leveraging your unique skills and the power of AI. Hashtag tag outro.
So as we wrap up this deep dive, it's abundantly clear the freelance landscape in 2025 isn't just dynamic, it's undergoing a fundamental paradigm shift. AI isn't simply a looming threat. It's a powerful, transformative tool. It's fundamentally changing job roles, augmenting human capabilities, and crucially creating entirely new demands, especially for those with strategic Python skills.
Yeah, if we connect this to the bigger picture, it's clear the future isn't about if AI impacts your freelance career, but how you choose to engage with it. The human elements, critical thinking, nuanced communication, genuine creativity, solving complex, unstructured problems AI still struggles with, remain the bedrock of irreplaceable value. Your success will really hinge on your willingness to adapt, to continuously upskill in AI-related domains, and to strategically position yourself to solve the right problems in this rapidly evolving market.
Absolutely. The opportunities aren't just out there. They seem to be expanding exponentially for those who are proactive, adaptable, willing to embrace this exciting new era. So as you look forward, maybe think about this. What specific niche will you deepen your expertise in? And what new AI tool will you master next to truly stand out and thrive in this dynamic landscape?